Good morning, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to pull some cards and share some guidance for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's the 6th, the 7th and the 8th of May 2024. At some stage during this video, I'm going to light a candle. I've got this beautiful little handmade, homemade candle that a very special lady made for me. So I'm going to light that at some point. I do want to start, at least for now, incorporate a little bit more ritual, kind of just very simple ritual like candle lighting into my video. So at some point when I feel that I need to, for whatever reason, either for intention, request, prayer, something, I don't know, I will light the candle. So we will see. So thanks for joining me. I'm coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia, where it is Monday, the 6th of May, and the time is 8:52 a.m. I want to send out a big extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. If you're new to watching, welcome. What I'm going to be doing is using my oracle cards that I created here, and I'll be using this deck of combined cards of Speed of Light Oracle and the Animal Kingdom Oracle cards to find the best cards that the majority of us need for these particular days, and then I'm going to pull the theme card for these days as well. So let's see what happens. I trust you've been led here for a reason, and I trust that something shared supports you at this time. I recommend that you take on board what does feel right and what does resonate with you, and let the rest go. Think of this as a guide only, and just see what happens. If you're new to watching, if I was new to watching, I'd be just watching, listening, feeling and seeing what happens. And those of you who've been watching and connecting for a while, I trust that you're here because these things resonate with you generally. So you're here because maybe you already have a trust in the guidance. So I thank you for putting your trust in me. Thank you very much. Good morning, Manahia and Rhonda and Sam. It's the 5th of the 5th for you. You know, yesterday, which was the 5th, I kept writing 2025 for some reason. I was really on the 5 roll, 555, but we don't want to skip a whole year. That would be not wise. Okay, so I'm looking for the best card that the majority of us need for Monday, the 6th of May. The best card for Monday, the 6th, for the majority of us is this. It's an Animal Kingdom Oracle card. And we have the Rainbow Serpent card 44. And it says, take it to the next level. So this is about springboarding something in our life to the next level. So something that we have been creating or doing or living, or maybe there's a relationship that we want to take to the next level. Maybe there's a relationship with ourselves that we're wanting to take to the next level. Being very careful not to let it tip into being self-centered and being self-obsessed, which seems to be quite the problem at the moment, is what I'm observing. So for me, when I'm practicing self-love, I want to get my self-love practice to the point just before it tips into self-obsession. And if it starts tipping into self-obsession, then it's become unhealthy and out of balance for me. So I see it like I'm moving that energy towards the edge of a cliff, and I want to get it right to the edge of the cliff. I want to take my self-love as deeply and as fully, I want to fully embody that as fully as I can just before that tipping point. And there is a tipping point, and I'm sure we've all felt it. Maybe you're feeling it now. Maybe we've observed it in other people, because it might not be so easy to detect in ourselves. But let's just make sure our self-love isn't turning into self-obsession and we're becoming extremely selfish, because this is quite the pandemic at the moment, is what I'm noticing. So just a little thing there. So let's take it to the next level, but let's also, take it to the next level in moderation, in a healthy, balanced way that still aligns with our truth and the core values of who we are, and can push us out there to that leading edge, push us out there to that edge of that cliff just before that tipping over point. So what needs to go to the next level? What needs to come out to the edge of the cliff, and not go off the edge, but what needs to come out there for us? Where do we need to put ourselves out there more? Where do we need to find more confidence in whatever aspect is feeling a bit dull and stagnant at the moment? So there's that sort of energy here. This rainbow serpent's very much this springboarding feelings, so springboarding from the heart and from the body. And, we've moved out of that coiled space, the tightly coiled space like the card creation suggests, which has come out of hiding, uncoiling ourselves. We're already uncoiled. This card is about now the uncoiling, now turning into a spring that springs us up. So what do we need to take to the next level? We may even find something wants to open up and move to the next level and surprise us. So let's see what happens. So that's that. Thank you. Welcome, Tanya and Renee and Ibrahim. Welcome. Sam says self-love is important. It certainly is. Self-love is important in moderation. So the best card now I'm looking for Tuesday the 7th of May. So the best card for Tuesday the 7th of May for the majority of us is, let's go with this card. It's another animal kingdom. And we have the Spirit Dragon. This is the cherry on top of all of the dragons. So this is looking like a great start to the week because the Rainbow Serpent's pretty good card too, pretty uplifting. And this is the most powerful card, the most powerful in the whole deck that we've pulled for Tuesday, the 7th of May. It is card 26, the Spirit Dragon, and it says heightened energy. So this is a space of heightened energy. We're already springboarding to the next level. This is now elevating that higher and further. This tends to be very much on the spiritual. So we're looking at like the vertical axis and moving up on that very sort of vertical sort of spiritual level, potentially. We might be feeling our loved ones in spirit very close by. And this is my cue now, isn't it, to light this candle. So I'm stopping right here and I'm lighting this candle in honour, like yesterday, it seems, of our loved ones in spirit. So in honour and acknowledgement of our loved ones in spirit, and I will keep this candle going until the end, but you won't be able to see it because I can't hold it and pull cards at the same time. But just sending out just a few moments of love and intention and gratitude for our loved ones in spirit and our spiritual team and our spiritual support that we have around us now. Now, if you're not feeling it, you can trust that it's there. You can trust so deeper than seeing or even feeling. Can you trust and know deep in your heart, deep in your body, that your loved ones are around you and that they're supporting you and they're helping you through, and perhaps even now they're helping us all take things to the next level in our life. So this is a heightened energy. This is our loved ones in spirit coming in nice and close. This is the Midas touch. This is abundance. So Tuesday is going to potentially be a very favourable day to pretty much do mostly anything. We might find that we're in general good flow and potentially good abundance. So that's great. So thank you. That's our card for Tuesday. Now let's look for the best card for Wednesday, the 8th of May. So Wednesday the 8th, and the best card for the majority of us for Wednesday is this. It's a Speed of Light Oracle, and it's Scattered. Card 13, Scattered. I actually quite like this card. as unruly and as uncertain as it can tend to be. It likes stirring things up. But there is something quite exciting about this card. It says overwhelm, confusion, concentrate, and plan. So some of us may be tipping into overwhelm. We may already be feeling overwhelmed and trying to work our way through it. I find the best antidote ever for overwhelm, for me at least, is take a break. Like if things are overwhelming, I need to take a break. So that's just always my antidote to overwhelm. And if I feel overwhelm starting to come in, that's a time when I need to sort of back things off and just move a little bit slower. If I can. If overwhelm has already kicked in, I need to take a break straight away. And, you know, whether it be a couple of hours or the rest of the day, or I take the weekend off or whatever, I need to take a break to get myself back into alignment. So overwhelm, just see how it's feeling for you if you're in that space. There's confusion, scattered energy with this. It's like energy moving in all directions. And, you know, heightened energy can do that too, because it's quite ungrounding. And in fact, from that perspective, all of these cards have been quite ungrounding. You know, the rainbow serpent, take it to the next level, quite ungrounding. The heightened energy of the spirit dragon takes us higher. That's ungrounding. The scattered card here is quite ungrounding. So we may feel a little bit off with the fairies over these next couple of days. This, of course, will be confirmed by the theme card, but just what I'm feeling at the moment. We might feel a bit sort of off with the fairies, a bit in fantasy land. Perhaps we might feel like our mind may even be jumping to conclusions. It could even be thinking the worst. It could be thinking some high fantasy reality that's not really reality. So we probably just need to keep that in mind over the next few days. But the exciting part about this card is it's raw, primal energy. This is raw energy before it takes form. So I actually find this energy quite exciting because it's preparing to bring something into our life that we need. It could be some change. It could be a rendezvous with someone over the next days or weeks or months. It could be a rendezvous with right time, right place where some opportunity presents itself. There is something in the works with this card that's happening behind the scenes. It's like all this energy that's windy and wild and colourful that's it's moving and it's getting things lined up to be right at the right time, the right place for us in the future. This could be weeks, it could be a couple of months away, but it feels like something's happening behind the scenes. So basically, in other words, this is reminding us to trust in the bigger picture, to trust that even though things may not be clear right now, especially on Wednesday, that there is work happening behind the scenes. For one, our loved ones in spirit are helping bring things into form and bring things into being, our whole spiritual team. But also the universe itself is getting things lined up for us for the future. So for the immediate future, the next weeks or few months is the feeling here. So to help us get through this current, probably scattered energy, we've been encouraged to make a simple doable plan. So not overcommit to things, especially when we're feeling overwhelmed or if we're on the verge of it, or if we're in a recovery or a rest or a healing mode or grieving. You know, we don't want to overcommit to things because that's a good way to make us eventually feel overwhelmed and probably burned out. So we just take on what we can handle, and if we're in a pretty good space, we can add more to our to-do list. If we're not in a great space and we're just trying to get through our current situation, then we might not want to add more to our to-do list. So let's keep it light if we've been feeling energy that's a bit similar to this. So that is our card for Wednesday. So thank you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am going to pull a theme card in just a minute. Before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you'd prefer to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. I have just literally done 3 other videos, which are private. One of them is the Patreon support video. So I'll be emailing that out to patrons shortly when I get back onto my computer. And those of you who are receiving the personal motivational video as part of Patreon, you'll also be hearing from me personally because they're more for individuals. So I've just recorded those. If you'd like to support my work through Patreon, please have a look. There's different resources that I don't offer on my website that you might find supportive. So please have a look at my Patreon. You'll find a link to that on my website under the members tab. And if you want to learn more about my cards or the work I do here, please visit templeofbalance.com.au. So let's look for the theme card. So already there is, well, ungrounded. It feels a bit ungrounded, but it feels quite uplifting. So we can work with that. We could be aware that it's probably going to be ungrounding. We might go off on tangents. We might tip into fantasy land. So we can be aware of that. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but maybe if we might want to intentionally ground if that's how we're feeling. But, you know, it's only 3 days. It's not really going to matter probably. So let's see what the card says. The best theme card for Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, the 6th, 7th and 8th of May 2024 for the majority of us is this. It's an Animal Kingdom Oracle card. And we have the frog. So the frog does bring us back to ground. The frog is on the ground and the frogs are so vocal here. Like every day, all day long, it's just frogs croaking and frogs singing. It's so amazing. So I'm very aligned with the frog, like very vibrational here. It's card 34. And it says to cleanse your environment. So this brings a clearing, purging element to these next few days. Some of us may still be in releasing mode. Because I talked a bit about that in the last few videos, I'm pretty sure, the last couple, is clearing, purging. I think we had a card actually that was the purging, purification card. But I've done so many readings that I might be confusing that with something else. But there is this feeling of purging. Some of us want to spring clean. We might feel inspired to do that. Probably not the whole 3 days, unless you've got a lot to spring clean. But there might be periods of time where you just feel like you just need to clean this section or this cupboard or this room or this house or whatever, your car, your vehicle or whatever out. And so that energy is quite favourable for clearing. So clearing does help sort of freshen the energy. It clears out the old and helps bring in the new. We might find that we might find our body wants some clearing. So we might want to look at what we're consuming as far as food and drinks and whatever other things we might be consuming, and just make sure these things feel good in our body. And if we're eating or consuming something that's not feeling good and we feel all bloated and blah and we lack in energy afterwards, maybe this is a good time to have a bit of a clear out and a detox for our body. Take a bit of a break from some certain foods and maybe have a bit of a detox on a physical level. Maybe replace certain things that we drink or consume with other things. Just take a break, have some lemon water instead of some Coke, for example, and just give our body a bit of a break and bit of a clean out. Might be good for some of us. So see how you go. I've actually started slipping into that mode yesterday where I just want to eat a little less at the moment. So I'm having lighter meals and smaller meals, you know, and a smaller plate, so that I'm not, going for the big meal and then stretching out my stomach. And then I want more because I'm hungrier and hungrier and hungrier. So I find when I get to that place, I need to shrink down my main meal size to a smaller plate and just add a little bit less of the food to what I'm eating and really increase my water and perhaps things like herbal tea. So we might be feeling that too, that we just want to give our body a break from some of the crap we may have been consuming. So cleansing our environment, Inner and outer, purging, spring cleaning is the message from the frog. So thanks for watching today. I'm going to blow out the candle and thank our loved ones in spirit for being here. And that felt quite the poof. So thanks for joining me today. Have a great couple of days, and I'll be back to share with you again on Thursday. Thank you. Bye for now.